Hey, it's Kyle Rickey, and welcome back to the Stafford Motor Speedway, Stafford All Access here on our social media accounts and our YouTube channel. Kyle Rickey with you, along with the track COO, Paul LaRue. Paul, it's good to see you in person.
We're back. We're so excited. It's been a lonely couple months here. It's just been me, David, and my parents kind of kicking around. It's been lonely, but 25%, we are back and we are going racing.
It's been a big week of announcements, and like every other business that is opening up here in Connecticut in Phase 2, you'll see some changes, and we'll continue to see those changes as the summer progresses. So let's talk about those announcements here that pertain to the Stafford Motor Speedway. Let's start with practice this weekend. We're opening up the pit gates behind us here for the first time for the competitors to get on the racetrack officially. What will we notice as far as some of those changes?
Yeah, so we have open practice Saturday. Masks are required. We're going to kind of approach it as, masks are required when you come in the gate, when you're going around the pit area. In your pit stalls, it's recommended, not required. It's your team. You guys already spend a lot of time together in the shop and whatnot. We'll space out the trailers every other pit stall. Really just taking all the necessary precautions to keep everyone safe. The main stands are going to be closed to fans, but everyone in the pits will be able to come up and spread out. Just going to be great to have some cars on track. We'll have hand sanitizer. The bathrooms will be cleaned every hour, all the time. So we have so many plans, so many protocols. I feel like we've all become cleanliness experts, which is, I think, a good thing.
It is
positive.
absolutely.
Stafford was already a very clean track compared to others, but we've been approved by the town, by the state, and we're gonna get back to it. I'm so excited.
Better late than never,
yeah.
As they say, and that is this Saturday for practice. Fast forward 6 days to next Friday night, June 26th, opening night in June. Sounds weird, but again, what do we have to look forward to on that opening Friday night?
It's going to be a regular event, so we'll have the SKs as the top division, late models, SK lights, limiteds, and street stocks with no restrictor plate. That's still a big unknown there. It's going to be interesting, but I expect a full paddock area. I'm thinking 30 plus cars in the mod divisions, 20 plus cars in the late models streets. I think we're going to have a packed pit. It's going to be a great show. Guys are going to be itching to get back on track and get a good finish in to kick off the year. But similar protocols, safety, mask required on the midway as you come in the gate. Pretty much anytime you're not in your seat, physically distancing in the stands, you're going to be required to wear a mask. Anyone who prefers to keep a mask on at all times, we're going to keep the first section of the stands, section A, 100% masks. Yep. So if you're uncomfortable being around anyone without a mask on, head down to the first section of the main stand. It's going to be 100% mask there. So it's the same thing. Sanitizers. We'll have the markings on the ground for the lines. Pretty much everything all of us have come to grow accustomed to in public. So we're just gonna, the state's given us the go ahead. They trust us and they trust our customers to make good choices. So wear the mask.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you mentioned a moment ago, 25%. That's going to be capacity here in the grandstands, at least for the next couple of weeks until we get into later phases. Talk about how folks should maybe go about getting tickets to make sure they can be a part of next Friday night's program and part of that 25%.
Yeah, so 25%, it sounds like a small number, and it's a pretty good size, but still, we're all excited to be back out, and we definitely recommend buying ahead of time. If you're watching this now, go online and buy them now, because general admission tickets are going very quickly. We're going to sell out. We're going to hit that capacity, and we're going to be sold out, which it's good and bad. Like, we're excited to be here. We're excited to be out. We hope that we can get back to a larger capacity in July, possibly in the middle of July. We're talking about a 50%, but in the meantime, 25, buy ahead. We'll have paddock passes online as well. Yeah, it's going to be a fun night.
Making the best of what you're allowed to do,
exactly.
And 25% is that number right now. You have bridged the gap nicely, though. We started in the end of March when the pandemic hit with iRacing, and who would have thought that we'd have 40 to 50 to 60 Stafford regulars that have iRacing rigs, and along with all the fans, you have to be pleased on how the last 2 months have gone.
Yeah.
To what we said on Friday night, Bonza and Jeff and I, bringing the Stafford community together, at least virtually. If we couldn't be here in person, we did it via the internets.
Yeah, I would say I was somewhat a believer in iRacing before, and I'm 100% a believer now. And I think you, Bonza, and Jeff did an amazing job, calling those events. They were exciting to watch. The numbers were incredible on the viewership that we got, and the timing actually worked pretty perfectly. The last event was last Friday, and now we're going back down to the real thing.
Gonna be fun. And iRacing, I guess, isn't done totally yet.
We'll definitely be back with it. I know.
Yep.
It's been, we did the fan thing on Wednesday, the drivers on Friday. I think what we'll probably do, maybe towards the end of this summer, is do kind of an end of the summer fall league, combine the fans and drivers, cap it at 60, do maybe a 5 or so race schedule, and then do the same in the off season. So we're turning it into more of a all a season kind of content platform. So definitely, if you're interested in it, we'll have some more info down the road on that.
And if you want to watch all the old races, YouTube, our Stafford Speedway YouTube page has all of those old events, or not really that old, just a week old. In fact, before we start talking about racing, some new apparel has also come into the Stafford Motor Speedway.
We have 3 new shirts.
Yep.
Definitely check out the store, StaffordSpeedway.com/store. Pre-ordered, those will be shipped in July. Cool shirts. You got a little neon, got a little black, it's not the retro that everyone has been enjoying, but we went back to the modern t-shirt a bit, and we'll have some more retro, vintage designs going along the rest of the summer. We did plan on putting out a shirt a month at the beginning of the year, but obviously the virus threw a wrench into everybody's life, including ours, including all our plans. But once everything gets back going, I think expected to see maybe a design a month, and we'll have some cool apparel out, all limited edition. So you gotta get it. If it's gone, it's gone.
Now is a good time to gear up before opening night next week. Opening night, what do we expect as far as the competition? We talked during our off-season Bottom Shot podcast of all the different silly season type moves that were made in this paddock. We're here now. What do we have to look forward to next Friday night?
It's going to be a stacked. Every division is stacked, and I'm looking at just if you look at the top in the SKs, you got Brian Narducci.
Yep, moving up.
Mike Flynn, SK Light champion Teddy Hodgson. You got David Arute, Marcello, Corey DiMatteo. You have all the kids who were in the SK Lights over the last 5 or so seasons that absolutely thrilled us every Friday, are now in the premier weekly division in the country. So sparks will fly. Those kids, they want to win. They're not coming. Brian isn't going to move up and settle for 20th place. So that either means he's going big or he's going home, kind of deal. And I expect it's going to be tough to qualify on opening night. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 35 cars here in the SK division, the same in the SK Lights. So
that means 9 to 10 cars don't make the feature.
Yeah, 20. Yes, we have 26 starters. So it's going to be interesting. Same in the late model division.
Yep.
We're looking at 20 plus cars. Very strong competition. Everyone's chasing the champ. Everyone's chasing Tom Fern. And I think a lot of the guys have caught up to Tom Fern this year. Everyone's had a little extra time, but also Tommy's had extra time.
He has.
To do the homework and think about his plan. And don't be surprised if you come out of the gate and Tommy's the winner. But I think a lot of guys like Kevin and the Rays will have definitely caught up.
And you mentioned a lot of the young kids from the SK Lights moving up to the SKs, but there are some drivers moving up from, say, the street stocks into the SK Lights, like a George Bissett Jr.
Yeah, the SK Lights are, again, going to be stacked. It's just always incredible to me to see you lose all these guys to SKs, but then there's a whole class of guys and gals that come up in, and they're just as talented. So what's always interesting to me is the first couple events of the year in the SK Lights, there's always a surprise, right? Yep. There's a rookie who does well, a rookie who takes to the modified, quickly. That could be a guy like a Peter Bennett, who spent a lot of time in legend cars, great iRacer as well.
Very.
He was out here at testing maybe 2 weeks ago and looked good, looked comfortable. First time in a mod. Don't be surprised, if it takes him a week or two, but he's going to be a factor. Because what's going on at the Speed Bowl and going on at Thompson, we're going to see a lot of guys that would expect to race there too. So it's going to be interesting. SK lights are always exciting because you don't know what you really have until maybe the second or third event of the year.
And you mentioned Thompson. I saw Larry Barnett, who
he's
is
excited.
always strong at Thompson, coming here to Stafford, and is going to race on Friday nights because right now the Thompson schedule is in limbo, as is about everybody's schedule. Beyond this Friday night, I know people are going to be like, well, what's the schedule beyond? Is it still, I hate to use it, a fluid situation?
Yikes. No. So the schedule, our goal is to pick up the schedule as it is, right? So we have a schedule on the site now, which is the rest of the year.
Right.
Our goal is to get at least 16 events in, hopefully more. We've talked about in our probably back in March now, probably the last podcast, extending past the fall final, which is likely. Additionally, who knows? You could toss in a Saturday night, a midweek show. You don't know. We're going to get past next Friday, ensure that we're doing everything safely. Is the top of our minds here, that the fans are comfortable, the drivers are comfortable in the paddock. We don't want anyone to be pressured to come and be uncomfortable at the track. And then from there, we'll pick up the schedule and adjust. I would say something though I have circled on my calendar is July 10th. The open mods are going to be here on that night. It's the Bud Light Open, and the tour type guys are itching to get on track. So I picture a packed paddock, a tour mods with everybody and their brother in the pits, right? I feel like it's going to be a really strong. We already have 35 pre-entries, and we haven't even had a race yet. So there's all these guys that are also out there that are probably going to come. You got the guys from Long Island that are looking to race, and that's going to be a heck of a show.
Mark it on your calendar. Coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Again, it's great to be back. Thanks for taking some time to kind of answer some questions and get people up to speed on where we're at, and where we're going here as we look forward to next Friday night.
So definitely get those tickets in advance. If we do sell out, sorry, it's tough. I know we've been put in a interesting spot. Trying to get back open. 25% is a small amount, but stay tuned. I think we will have some developments on a live broadcast for next Friday, coming pretty quick here. I think everyone's going to be really excited about it across the board. So I think it's really a game changer that we're pumped to get out.
Look forward to it. Thanks again for tuning in. StaffordSpeedway.com for all of that breaking news. Again, it's going to change often here as we work through these opening weeks, and obviously Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. You got all the platforms covered, and YouTube.
And TikTok.
And, oh boy, TikTok. I got to do my first TikTok here probably this weekend. Again, thanks for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you here in the next couple of weeks here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.